What is up, everybody? Welcome back to The Piano Speaks. If you're a subscriber, you probably know that I haven't been here for a while. The last time I uploaded, I think it was last year or even 2 years ago when I created an album cover for Charlie Puth's Voice Notes. So that's been a while. So I apologize for that, but I'm finally back. I'm ready to, create some consistent value for you guys, and I'm really looking forward to doing that on a regular basis. So if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for video ideas, please leave them in the comment section below. I'm always open to hearing new ideas. And for the first video that you're watching right now, we're going to talk about some of the basic elements of Western music that make the piano such an amazing instrument. So we'll get into that in just a second. But again, I wanted to thank you for your support, for being a subscriber, for sticking around. The first video I uploaded was in like 2011. So it's been, almost 10 years, I guess. Yeah, it's been 9 years. So I'm finally ready to commit to being consistent with this channel now. So again, thanks for sticking around. I really hope you enjoyed this first video, and if you have any questions or concerns, please leave them down below. So thanks again, and let's jump right into it. What are the two basic elements of music? Let's find out. All right, welcome to the Piano View. So let's talk about those two main elements that make up Western music. They are melody and harmony, okay? And basically those two, melody, harmony, and you also have rhythm. You have timing, that creates a groove, that creates something danceable, right? But musically, if we're just talking about notes and stuff, melody and harmony are what create most of today's music. So harmony is what we consider the chords, or the part of the music that supports the background, that's in the background to support the melody, which is the stuff that we like to sing. And as human beings, we like to sing, we like to express ourselves, and the hands, being a pianist, we have to cover both the melody and the harmony together. So generally the right hand will take the role of the melody, okay? So for example, let's just go with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and then I'll kind of dissect what's going on and how it can be so effective. But in this video, we'll just go, through the bare bones of everything. So right hand plays the melody, left hand plays the harmony or the chords. Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, just a very basic version of Twinkle Twinkle. You can see that the right hand was playing the melody. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And in the left hand, we were playing the chords. Now, a chord is essentially when you play 3 or more notes together. And this is true for pretty much any instrument. So if you're a guitarist, if you play C, E, and G together, you're playing what is called a C major chord. All right, we'll get into the theory behind it in some future videos, but essentially just keep in mind that any 3 or more notes create a full chord, or a triad. A triad is just the specific name for a 3-note chord, because tri means 3, right? So anyway, the left hand typically plays all the chords, and the right hand will play the melody. This is the most bare bones we can get. So let's talk about how the melody and the chords work together now. So first of all, let's start with the first word, twinkle. So twinkle. Now you'll notice that the word twinkle, twinkle, sounds very fitting with the left hand. They go really well together. It feels very comfortable. And the reason is because if you look at this green keyboard above, you'll see that the right hand, which has the C, the left hand also has a C in it. Right? So if the right hand melody contains one of the notes found in the harmony or the chords, then naturally it'll be very consonant. It'll be very comfortable, and it won't really stand out as being bad or out of place. So that's a general rule. If you're a songwriter, you're writing music, and let's say you're starting from a chord progression. Let's say I'm doing C major, F major, G major, right? Then you might want to start from notes that already belong in that chord. So let's say I'm starting from C major, and let's say my melody note, all right, I want to start from G. So if I play a G, it'll sound very nice. And now I have the F chord next, so I can choose one of the 3 notes of F major, so that's F, A, or C, to continue along. So if I have G first, then let's do A next. And then let's do, now we have the G major chord right here, and let's play the B note with it, because B is one of those notes in the chord, right? So, and let's say I want to go back to C, so why not just go right up to C with the melody, B up to C. Okay, that is basically the general rule of Western music. A melody will always sound good with the harmony if the melody notes belong in the chord notes, or, you know, belong as one of the notes of the chord. If it's outside, then it'll sound a little bit weird. But anyway, let me continue on here. So we have twinkle, twinkle. Now this twinkle, you'll see that I'm playing a G. G is already found in the left hand, so that's why it sounds quite nice. Now the next chord, the next note, little. Now suddenly it doesn't sound so good. So you'll see that A is not found in this left hand over here, right? And so now we gotta decide on a chord that has A in it. So that could be the D minor chord. That kind of works. Let's try another chord. Let's say A is in the middle. So right there, oh, the F major chord is a very happy sound. So that seems to work very well as well. We also have another option. We have A minor. So with A on the bottom as the root, that creates an A minor triad. So which one seems to fit the best? Let's try D minor first. That one sounds a little sad, right? Let's try A minor. Ooh, that still sounds pretty sad. Doesn't really seem fitting for a kid's song. Let's try F. Okay, right? Now suddenly, you know, the happy sound is there, and it sounds quite familiar with, or sorry, it sounds more like what we're familiar with. So that's the right chord there. And then if we continue, little star, ooh, that kind of clashes. So the G is nowhere to be found here. Let's find a chord that does have G in it. Oh, there we go. C major has a G in it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, right? You could also try E minor because that has a G in it. But again, that doesn't sound very good. G is kind of, or this chord is actually a minor chord, so it's very sad. Let's try G major. That kind of sounds like it's heading away even more from the beginning. So what we want to do is kind of go back home from the F major chord by going back to C major. Then we have how I wonder what you are. And so there, I'm just, as you can see, the melody notes are just stepping down. So we have to find chords that fit those melody notes. So F major fits. I could do E minor, but that's a kind of a sad chord. So why not just go with a C major chord that has the E in there as well? And this makes it a major sound, a happy sound. And now I can do a G major chord because D is in the chord. I'm doing an inversion. So the G major chord is not in root position, it's actually inverted. And then I add an F in there for the dominant 7th sound, and then end on C major, just like that. So usually if you want to write a song that's very comfortable, you would start on a certain chord, start on the tonic or the first chord of that scale. So if I'm in C major, then the C is the first note of the scale, right? So if I build a chord on C, then it's going to sound like home, basically. So if any chord away from home will sound like you're heading away from it, you know? So, how I wonder what you are. Now if we feel complete because we finished back on C, so that is home for us. Okay? So a little bit of music theory in there just to start you off, but I kind of wanted to show you the main concept of how piano players just operate when we're playing pop songs. Just keep this in mind. If you want to play the piano, the right hand, for the most part, will play the melody, and the left hand will play the harmony. And this is also, this is mainly the case when you're playing instrumental music. So if you're trying to, play a song where you're not singing. If the piano is the only thing we're going to hear, then this is where the right hand is especially important to play that melody, because we need to hear something that the listener can, hear it as, what they would be singing. But the left hand is the supporting part, or the harmony. It provides the chords, the tonal foundation for everything. So I hope that makes sense. We'll dive into more of the details in some other videos, in the future. But this is kind of just an introduction into why the piano is so great, and why, as a pianist, I find it extremely easy to sketch out song ideas, because I can just play out the melody in my hand, the right hand, and I can come up with some chords in the left hand to match that melody very comfortably, or maybe not comfortably, if I want to create an element of surprise or tension. It's just a good thing to do sometimes. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.